For Mikel Arteta, it was the best away performance in Europe of his 5 years as Arsenal manager. To score 5 goals away to a Sporting side, who had gone 13 months unbeaten at home, was no small feat. But how did the Gunners do it? Here is how. Arsenal's game plan in Lisbon on Tuesday was to force Sporting back into a flat back 5 and exploit space either side of the midfield to Hidemasa Morita and Morten Hulman, within the hosts' 5-3 defensive shape. On the right flank, in particular, Arsenal looked for overloads and combinations and, as shown below, it was from that side that their 2 early goals originated. Here we begin by seeing Arsenal's positional structure against Sporting's defensive shape, first in a mid-block. The positioning of wingers Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli was pivotal. They stayed high and wide, making darting runs in order to keep the Sporting wingbacks, Giovanni Quenda and Maximiliano Araujo, pushed back. This left Morita and Hulman without support, with Sporting's defenders wary of stepping too far up, and so created corridors to exploit on either side. This graphic highlights once more those spaces either side of the Sporting midfielders. For Arsenal, the benefits of forcing the hosts into a back 5 included the distance the home wingbacks had then to travel to support any transitions. Moreover, look at how isolated Victor Gyökeres, Sporting's centre forward, is at the top of the pitch. As already mentioned, Arsenal had particular success with their attacking progressions down their right, and this is illustrated by this map of their players' average positions when on the ball. The visitors concentrated players in the area on the right of Morita, looking to achieve a numerical superiority and create gaps, with their passing and movement, to penetrate the home defense. This clip features examples of Arsenal's attacking work. First against a mid-block and then a low block. It shows how well player of the match Martin Odegaard, of whom more later, drifted across the pitch, supporting teammates and progressing the ball. Also apparent are the space outside the Sporting midfield too, and the height and width of Arsenal.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move.
Another detail to note in clip 2 is how Odegaard's dropping deeper is carefully synchronized with Declan Rice's movement between the lines on the right. The side of Rice coming over to the right emphasizes the game plan once again. An additional factor in Arsenal's success in Lisbon was the way they held onto the ball, keeping Sporting pinned back while biding their time for the right moment to penetrate. As showcased by this graphic, Arteta's team had an average of 5 passes per possession sequence, more than in their matches against Atalanta, Inter and Paris Saint-Germain. A central figure in Arsenal keeping the ball, particularly in tight areas, was Odegaard, with his passing precision and clever movement into space, particularly on the right, as reflected by this map of the Norwegians' ball receptions between the lines in opposition territory. The role of Saka warrants a mention too, as there was lots of mobility in the Arsenal attack with late runs into spaces, and he did this as well as anyone in a red shirt on Tuesday. Saka's contribution included an assist for the second Arsenal goal, and this can be seen in this second clip, which contains so many of the other positive elements packed into their outstanding team performance. We see how their attack builds down the right, with a structured push toward the defensive line with 5 players. Rice moves into the right channel, drawing out Sporting's left-sided centre-back, Goncalo Inacio, and his movement opens space for Saka, who capitalizes with a well-timed run and cross for Kai Havertz to convert. We conclude with the first goal, and again the build-up is loaded with details, from technical skill to tactical awareness via excellent synchronization, starting with the 5v4 overload that Arsenal create on the right. Look then at how Rice creates space by deliberately avoiding movement toward the ball, instead positioning himself to exploit gaps. Then you have the precision of Odegaard's pass, played to Rice's right foot to ensure he needs only one touch before delivering the through ball, timed perfectly for Jurrien Timber's run behind. And finally, there is the movement of Martinelli, cutting across from the back post to attack the 5-meter box and get his goal.